350 mic check. Why is it not?
Hi there, my name is Carrie Koba, and I am the Innovation and Improvement Senior Manager. Thank you for being here today.
Eric Tillman. I see that's loud. The Career and Technical Education and Adult Ed.
Donnie Wetzel, the Tribal Relations and Resiliency Director.
I'm Zach Hawkins. I'm the Director of Indian Ed for All.
Mike Jetty, Indian Education Specialist with Indian Ed for All. Glad to be here.
Senator Susan Weber, Senate District 8. I represent parts of 4 counties from Glacier County all the way to Missoula County and 2 Indian reservations, the Blackfeet and the Confederated Salish and Kootenai.
Welcome. And then there's glue that puts everything together.
Tara Belanger. And Anna Horner.
Thank you. And I want you to know there's a backstory on every single individual here that I could expand upon, and even you, Senator, on the good work and the, how do I want to say, the integral work that we do together. It's not one individual that does anything in education, as we know in our communities and in our classrooms. There's a multitude of individuals. So we're here, but there are many, many more behind us. So to go through this, I have titled this, read there, I have titled this, Who We Are and What We Can Be. There is a list. So if there is a way that we can go to number 2, Anna, you could scroll down to the topics. These topics are amenable to you as well. And as I said, you receive this on your desk. You'll be receiving with this beautiful blue and background. These are many of the individuals, and we put in a bio of all those that may be participating in any of the discussions. But here's the topic information that we have. So today, of course, is just the meet and greet with all of us so that you can recognize who is serving you and our schools. This topic, these can be amended. The second one that we're going to be discussing, which is next Thursday, is the health and well-being, the whole child approach. Good afternoon, Senator. The third one is the proactive approach to missing, murdered, and endangered, the proactive approach to missing and murdered Indigenous people. There are many here. I'm not going to list them out, but Anna, if you could scroll down a little bit longer, just to see what we've got. We are recognizing transmittal break. And because you are not taking Saturdays as a work day, the session does go a little bit longer. But we are giving grace at the very end because we know House Bill 2 will be on your desks and you will be having a lot of information toward the end of it. But there are quite a few things that we have put on here. If you would like to see different, if you would like to see more, or less, please let us know. And that's why our people are here today, to see if there's anything that we can do to help you. Any questions at this time? And I do want to say welcome, of course, to Senator Small. Thank you. Glad that you're here. And if I could ask of either of you, your roles this session. So in other words, your bills, your priorities that might be for yourself or your constituents, or what you would like to see after these 4 months dealing with education, or how we might be able to serve. I'm going to give this to you first.
Thank you, Elsie. What we have is, I think we put together a list of priorities for the Indian Caucus this session. And those will be coming out probably soon with our staffer. And we just went over them yesterday. We had our first meeting with the Indian Caucus right here in this room. And so we're just developing those, and I'm not sure about education. I don't have one in particular, but I am trying to do a pilot project which may fit into what Indian education. And it's the American Indian Drug Treatment Court with mental health treatment, just kind of exactly like the Veterans Treatment Court that's in Missoula right now. But I was aghast at when we had our strict meeting, state tribal relations, and we toured every reservation in Montana. We got to visit the women's prison. And during that time, we found out that 30% of those incarcerated in the Montana State Prison, both the men's and women's prison, 30% of those are Native American. We only make up 7% of the total population of Montana. And on top of that, 30% of the children in foster care are Native American. So something is going wrong there. Either it's racism or whatever, what is it? Racial profiling in the court system. We want to know, and this pilot project will help us find out why this is happening. And we're looking at, historical trauma. It'll be looking at historical trauma. It'll be looking at child molestation, child abuse, rape, depression, suicide, all of those types of things that we can track. That's the pilot project, and it'll run hopefully for about 4 years, and then we will be done. But at least we want to see what's going on, why that number is so high in the criminal justice system and foster care. But they go hand in hand, I have to say that. Yeah. Okay. But that's all I have. I don't really have a education bill this time. I usually struggled with the non-beneficiary bill, but that's on the college level. But I'm not sure if Senator Small has one. Thank you.
No, I don't have any bills at all concerning education per se. And then as far as that list comes out, there was only, as far as the caucus, I think there's only one education bill that's on that actually at the moment. So we'll see where that goes. So no, all things in the air generally, this is one of the ones I miss a little bit because I hit everything else. So I kind of rely on Sharon and Susan generally and Jonathan because they tend to make it every time. So, nothing, I mean, that's just generally how it's been working out because we're so busy. And right now we have 2 more meetings. So, I mean, right now, at this time, yeah.
I would just like to, I know now that Jason's here, I'm not sure where it is at Jason, and you can tell us about it, but we have a page, page system here. And I donated my pages or to OPI, I guess. I don't know who I did. So you can fill us in because I still have those and we would like to have pages or here, even if they're from the Helena community. But I don't have a place to house them. Usually you house your own pages, but I'm living in a hotel. So they would have to either come from this community, but it's a good experience for young people. And so I've donated my pages or my page slots. We don't hear anything from that.
Here, let me talk for a second.
Go ahead. No,
Thank you.
go right ahead.
Yeah, so I've been in discussions with Donnie and he has some better students that we want to utilize. So I've got 2 pages and Susan gave me 2 and before, we were putting together a list so we can use them for some of the Indian kids for Donnie's program. So, well, it's great. And then I haven't had that same email for 2 or 3 weeks. So, anyway, I need to speak with Donnie and we'll get that back on track. Yeah.
I also had another manager that walked in that manages a very important project. Shannon, you want to just share a little bit?
Hi, Shannon Boswell. I'm the Director for Career Technical and Adult Education. Eric Tillman is with us. He's our Ag Education Specialist. But we oversee the 5 content areas for career technical education, as well as our adult education and high set options programs within the OPI.
Thank you. And like I said, there's many, many more behind and wanting to make sure that when you receive, if you can come or if you can't, you can review, you can read anything. And I know, your floor sessions will get a little bit longer. You may not be able to get to all the papers that are there, but we are here. And I'm trying to go paperless. I don't know if you do a QR code, but if you hover over top of that, or if you need an app on your phone, we can help assist that. And that way you've got it anywhere. You don't have to go to a laptop to receive everything.
I love that.
I know. So, we have,
Yes, I would go to dial-up if I had, if I could.
well, hello again, Representative. Welcome. Glad that you are here. Welcome. Hello, thank you.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you too.
Excellent. And so OPI members, this will be normally it. They come in, they go out, they are very, very busy. And that's why it's important for us, to recognize and what their strengths are. So I'm going to give you the microphone. And if you would just share just a little bit about you. Hey, I'm a school teacher. You came in a little bit late. And then we'll go around the room and we'll share who we are. But I wanted to honor you first.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Donovan Hawk, representative out of Silverbow, House District 76.
Okay.
Second term.
Please. Thank you. So this is your second session, Representative. Welcome back. Excellent. Yes, sir.
Hi.
Hi. So you're going to start. We're going to introduce ourselves around the table, if you could. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Lance Forrest. I'm the director of the American Indian Caucus. I'm a little dehydrated, so my voice is kind of raspy right now, but
Water.
it's great to be here. I'll probably get some water here in a second. I started last Monday and we had a great thank you, meeting on Wednesday. We're reviewing our legislative priorities for Montana American Indian Caucus. We have a good idea of what we will be supporting.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, we offer this venue every Thursday, and I'll need to get your email so that we can send this to you as well. And then we can also paper copy you. We're trying to do QR codes to make it as efficient for everyone as possible to review via phone. But I am really honored. When I was a legislator here, anytime we did any caucuses, they were viewed as splinter from the body. But in education, I believe that, as we are 51 cents of the tax dollar, of any tax dollar, let's really talk about it. Let's really visit with it We do an education caucus twice a month. The first one will be Tuesday. It's at 7 o'clock in the morning. Welcome. Good to see you, sir. I'm going to give you my chair. Okay. Excellent. And then the education caucus, we discuss bills. Here we also discuss bills. So your priorities can also have a venue. I've also invited to this, and that's why it's recorded. We have Macy, which we also embrace with the Board of Public Ed. And we just had their meeting yesterday. And we have all the tribes represented on there. And we also do presentations with Indian Education for All, as well as with Achievement. So welcome. I'm glad that you're here. I'm going to pass the microphone to you so you can share who you are, and then we'll go around the room.
I'm Frank Smith from District 31 from Fort Peck Reservation. And my district has got some of the prettiest scenery in the world on Fort Peck Lake. Some of the best fishing. So, thank you.
I've known you for a long time, sir. You said it. You said it. Well, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No, we go back, and that's good. That's good. That is good. Well, State Superintendent, I'm just gonna go around the room so that you can recognize. And this is the big thing I believe in government. We are people. And we make great work together. And that's why I wanted to offer this caucus.
So my name is Carrie Koba, and I'm the Senior Manager for Innovation and Improvement, which houses Indian Education for All, Tribal Resiliency and Relations, American Indian Student Achievement, plus of a lot of other ones. And I'm honored to be here. I'm really looking forward to being here every Thursday. We have filled that list, but we want to be able to honor what it is that you would like to hear from us, as I'm repeating what you're saying, but I think it's behooves us to say it again, because there's so much work that's going on that we don't always share, that get an opportunity. And this is an opportunity for us to share, because we're trying to really work together, if you will, all in the name of our students. So
I'm Shannon Boswell. I'm the Director for Career Technical and Adult Education. Our unit houses obviously the CTE portion of education, and we focus on K-12 predominantly, but emphasis in how that goes on to post-secondary as well, and then workforce development. Along with that, we house high-set and high-set options, which we know that a lot of our tribal communities are utilizing high-set and high-set options. And so we want to see how we can help make those connections to our bigger adult ed programs through all 12 MACO districts. So any ways that we can make those partnerships happen is, we're happy to do that. And within our unit, each of our CTE areas is represented by a specialist, and we have our ag ed specialist here with us.
Eric Tillman, I'm the agriculture education specialist. I teach kids how to make food so we can all eat. Keep growing the #1 industry in Montana, agriculture. So it's kind of fun.
I want to also say this. He has been elected as the national lead for career technical education in the area of agriculture for the nation. So that's a real shout out to Montana for this. So thank
He
you.
will sign autographs later if
Yeah.
you want.
For sure.
I'm behind you. I'm Tara Belanger, and I am LC's legislative liaison. Most of your emails will come from me, so when you see Tara Belanger in your email, that's me. And I'm Anna Horner. I'm LC's executive assistant. If the email doesn't come from Tara, it'll probably come from me.
And I'm Zach Hawkins, Director of Indian Ed for All. So my job is really to make sure that we're providing the tools, skills, resources, professional development, so that all students have an opportunity to learn about who Montana Indians were and who they are today.
Conference coming up, don't
And we have a conference coming up, here, Helena College, and
Bryant Elementary Gym, March 17th and 18th.
We would like to offer you, and I know time is very busy around March, but it will be after your transmittal break to be able to have some time. That will
Yeah,
all come
yeah.
out to you. Yep. And I'm gonna try, I know you're very, very busy. It'll come digitally. It'll also come to you with a hard copy invite on your desk. Just to know that, you know, that you've got that. We'll remind you as well when we have our meetings on Thursday. So there'll be multiple avenues, but would love to have you come listen and possibly even share. Okay? And I need a joke.
All right,
I need a joke.
Mike Jetty, Dakota and Anishinaabe, and I've been with OPI for going on my 23rd year now. I started when I was 2, and you know, the other day my dad said I was funny, and I said, "Really?" And then he said, "Yeah, but looks aren't everything." But Lance, are you related to Robert then?
That was my dad.
Cool, yeah, I did some work with him back in the day, so, yeah. Yeah, cool. Good to meet you.
So like I said, there's many, many more behind where, and this is, Donnie, if you wanted to just go to the microphone and share. Because we have others that are here too. Yes, again.
Donnie Wetzel Jr. I work at OPI in Tribal Relations and Resiliency. So good to see everybody.
One of the things that we have done, and Donnie, I want to give a big shout out to your leadership, is that, and it's from my view, we don't want government that does things to people, regardless of who they are. But because of the sovereignty, we want to make sure that there's consultation. And our federal law of ESSA demands consultation. But I believe we've gone even to a different, deeper layer. Donnie is working through this and with the governor's office as well to make sure that we have the ability to understand that we don't come in and say, this is how it is. We work within the framework of what is given to us. And Donnie, that's through your leadership and your team that we have. And I think that's the vision of the Office of Public Instruction. And it is beholding to the local control of the 403 school districts that we do have. So I know you're very busy. I just wanted to say thank you for your service. Thank you for what you're going to do for our Montana children, for your constituency, and for all of Montana. And we are here. So next time or in the future, we'll come with business cards and we'll just fill up their Rolodex with all of that. But the information that you need from us is on your desk in there, as well as it'll be coming through you through email, and it's also on our website. So I've invited Misty Poole to this as well, and I've invited the governor's office. We also have a OCHI or a post-secondary representative that we also make sure the Board of Public Ed is invited. And if you know that we need to extend this to anyone else, if you have guests in town or a page that would like to be part of this, or a relative or anyone from your community, we'd be more than happy to invite them at 4 o'clock every Thursday in this room. Okay. Questions you might have? Yes, Frank. Oh.
Everybody has a team.
Hello, this is Joan Frankie from the Office of Public Instruction. There is not a stipend to send teachers to the Indian Ed for All conference. And we are not doing stipends for presenters either. If you have any other questions, my number is 406-444-36.
She is. Well, we are here to serve you. We are here if you have any questions. And it's not that our agency has lots of data. We do. We have a tremendous amount, and it's longitudinal. It's long-standing data. There is a lot of things that I need to say about what happened during the pandemic. So we can't just rely on the most current data that we have or the ones from pre-20. There's a lot of things that we are rebuilding at this point. We are looking for a new testing system because I think you agree with me. A one size fits all test at the end of the year may not represent the success that a teacher has done for so many months in the classroom. Welcome, sir. Here, you're welcome to take my chair. Please do.
At home, all chilled out, relaxed.
We are on. Remember that it's come to us. I'm giving you the microphone now, representative. So if you would just like to share your purpose in coming to this legislative session, how it is that we can all work together.
Sounds good. My name is Jonathan Windy Boy. I was District 32 and I'm kind of new at this process.
Oh, I
But I look forward to hearing you out.
Yes.
Oh, I was just gonna say, since you were taking questions, so it's the last until Jonathan came. I would like to, if you have any data on the grow your own, that I want to see how that's working out because we're going to be, trying to, I can't even think. Pay for it or extend
Reauthorize,
it. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One of the things, I have lots of data on that.
Okay.
The challenging component of that is, and there's also the Boost program, which gets tribal members also to school and it pays pretty much a tuition for them to learn about, not digital literacy, but computer skills. So there's a lot of different components of bills that passed last session that I know it may want to be rolled over into the next session. Another program that we're starting is the teacher residency program. And it's a $20,000 investment per teacher. And we have 18 of them in the field right now. The model basically is you go to school for 4 years. Your last year, you take a 6 to an 8 week student teaching adventure. What we are looking at is you take an entire year. So your 4th year, you are an investment with the district. The district has skin in the game to pay for housing. We have quite a few teachers. In fact, 8 of them are in our tribal schools at this time. So what that means then is it's contingency of us giving them a living stipend and a living stipend. I say that with quotations. We give the prospective teachers $14,000. We give the mentor teacher $4,000. And normally it's $250 for a student teacher mentor. We're giving them that much. The district then puts in, and it varies from $700 a month up to whatever it might be for the period of time that the student teacher is there. We haven't gotten any loan forgiveness or credit forgiveness from the university system as of yet. We're seeking that because to me, it's a partnership. It's only coming out of University Western right now. So Western is where we have it. I have an opportunity I'm using my ESSER funds for this to grow to 60. I had 18. If I can get MSU involved in this, then maybe I have an opportunity to grow more. Other states have done this for not this much money. It's a pilot. We're investing. We're not coming to you for a request of dollars for OTO or anything at this point. But I believe it's the right thing to do. And then the district has that teacher for 2 years. That's part of the requirement of the payment. So they get a teacher then for 2 more years following that. But working with Representative Running Wolf, I believe, is the one who had the Grow Your Own program last time. And that's where we are. So- Exactly.
Both the lead teacher and the resident receive extra support each month by experts in the field across the country. It's not just in Montana. And it's an opportunity for them to come together and collaborate and continue down that path because it's not an isolated thing. I think that's what we're really trying to avoid are isolated events. And we're trying to get people out into rural areas that are harder to hire and giving them the experience of a rural setting too. Because that typically doesn't happen. A lot of times with student teaching, it's in a whole different ball of wax, if you will. And so I think that's important that they receive that expert support on a monthly basis.
And that classroom gets those two teachers. They don't get a separate classroom. They are together, which is another important part that making sure that, you know, they are collaborating. But we are putting the collaboration of those 18 teachers together in a conversation and the mentor teachers together so they can learn off each other. Representative. Yep. You know, I don't have that information in front of me, but I can definitely get that. It was something that we discussed at Macy yesterday, and I should have come prepared with that. But it is, yeah, and we're trying to hit, you know, we do a quality educator report to see where our most at-risk areas are for teachers. Just in the data that I'm pulling right now, I'm going to be 800 teachers short next year. 800 teachers short, and virtual model is not going to heal it. So we need to make sure that we have opportunities via the legislative session to invest. I know I'm investing a lot of our COVID money into the education. Reciprocity is another aspect of it, making sure that I can have teachers that are qualified come to Montana. I don't want a pulse. We need to make sure that we have individuals that have pedagogy. So.
Yep, there you go.
Perfect. There they are.
So Brockton and Lodgegrass and Poplar and Fraser, no, not Fraser, Brockton.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they're very excited. I think they might even sign up again.
Cayuse Prairie is up in Flathead County.
He's very positive.
Almost to Lincoln County. And what this is a relationship with the university system, as well as with the district, as well as with us. And we call it a residency. There's also an intern program that we could possibly put together as well. We call this an educator redesign to make sure that we have an opportunity to fulfill, like I said, those slots that are open at this point. Is there any information above that, Anna, that might be pertinent? And this is just talking about the residency. This is on our website as well. If you just get into the search bar, if you just peruse as if you have no time, and you just type in residency at the top, it'll bring you to where we are with it.
I think a key piece though is that by the time they leave this, they have built relationships with several people. Colleagues that are starting right then and there, but then also a lot of mentors that they can rely on. And when we look at teachers within the first 5 years and the reasons why they leave, one of them is the isolation. One of them is just, you know, really close the door in your own classroom. And we don't want that. We want them to collaborate. So it's pretty exciting stuff.
So I would, if you have no other questions? Yep. This is, and it's a 2+2, grow your own, all of these things kind of like fit together. We put together a steering committee with all of these people together so that we can kind of learn from what they have done in order to have this program. It doesn't work in isolation, which is good. So I just wanted to end on Monday, House Bill 15 by Representative Beatty is going to be presented in the House Education Committee. It's the funding bill it's a $2 billion budget bill that we have put forward every year before the end of February. And I'm really pleased that it's one of the first ones on the docket. I grabbed my dear friend, your friend, Lou Jones, this morning, and I said, don't let these shenanigans interfere with making sure the promise to our public school system of funding happens. So let's get it out of the House Ed Committee. Let's make sure that it gets through the appropriations process out of the House floor into the Senate, same way, and get it on the governor's desk for the end of February. I know I've done it for 3 sessions in my role, and I did it 3 sessions prior to. So this is my lucky number 7. So let's make sure that our schools have this. By statute, I have to get budget sheets out to schools by March 1. So I am under a timeline within that. And I would really like to see education be stabilized. In the future, 2025, it's a decennial study of funding formula. On Tuesday of next week, and I know it's early, 7 o'clock is our education caucus. And Mr. Taylor from our office, our budget analyst, is going to be discussing the budget of what this bill looks like. If you are up and about and like a hot apple fritter and a cup of coffee, it's in 3:35 in the morning at 7. That will be there next Tuesday, the 10th. And I also have hired Sherry Skur. I don't know if you remember her. She was a budget analyst in the legislative services that did the SAVA committee. She has a horse equine business out in Boulder, and I am having her help us with school elections. There are 28 of you that have school election bills. Had our first conversation today on that. We're coming up with 4 different opportunities. I am not saying that everyone must move at one bill. We are looking at a task force put together in the very beginning. There's so much intricacies with school elections, and we need to do it right. So I'm willing to be patient until possibly 2025. Not a study bill, but it would be a bill where a task force is put together with a definite outcome. The other part is a pilot program to be able to have the counties be incentivized as well as the schools incentivized in order to have the school elections done by the county. Right now, of our 56 counties, half are done with the county, half are done with schools. The other challenge is in the county, you've got county lines. We have schools that go over 3 county lines. So there's a lot of intricacies. Plus, if we move it to a general or to a primary, that's every other year, and trustees are elected annually. So there's mosquito districts, cemetery districts, water districts that also happen on school board election day. We're not wanting to take those with. Representative Bryce Bennett in 13 did an interim study bill. We have a lot of data and information, but not a lot happened in the school arena. So we are looking at being very patient. Sherry Skur on next Tuesday will also be discussing what these opportunities in elections might look like. I know unintended consequences can occur if you move too quickly, and I have to understand the jurisdictions, as we all do, of a locally elected school board, trustees, which are honored, county officials and county lines, which are honored, Secretary of State's office, as well as the elections that happen within all those districts, the special districts. So it's really quite the ball of yarn. But I appreciate you, and I know you're very busy. Yes, Jonathan.
2 questions. Number 1, are you looking at the elections, or have you considered tribal elections?
Have not yet, but that's a great idea.
And the reason why I ask that is sometimes we get 1,000 people that's comes out to vote. And then in a school board election, if a person gets 60 votes, they're on school board. So there's got to be some kind of a coordination here.
I agree. And I think you're spot on with what our purpose of this is to have schools recognized in a greater fashion. And that would be starting with that election of the trustee and making sure that instead of 5% of a population voting, which is 51 cents of the budget that comes from taxpayer, have it be a greater recognition. The other part of this is when it comes to the bonds and the levies, they are done annually rather than biennially. So there's a lot of moving parts here. We've looked at it for probably 3 months, and we do have some draft bills up on our website, and they are in draft and they're very cautious bills. They're not something with a stick that says you shall.
And when it's, while you're talking about that schools on reservations don't have that tax base like everybody else does. As a matter of fact, my two school districts today had passed a waiver on to our local, and we know that impact aid is supposed to be kind of a quasi replacement of that. And getting back to that question, that, your presentation about the residential stuff on your funding for grow your own, getting housing and whatnot. Right now, we have on my local, I have 565 people who are waiting for housing. And so, and I'm sure that's probably on all reservations are kind of in similar situation. We have waiting lists upon waiting lists, and some have been waiting for decades. And there are some people that have the families, multifamily homes that have that. And so if an opportunity like that were to do that, would this allow those potential grow your own or anybody else to be able to have any type of assistance like that for housing?
think, the answer is yes. It's how you do that. And we all know that would be how it would have to be incorporated. We put it with the residency program right now. And one of the conditions of having them, that list that was there, was that the district would have to supply the housing. I just met with Chris Dorrington. He is the director of DEQ. I don't know if you know him in any of your committees. He's the new director that's there. He led the governor's task force on housing. There's some fabulous information, and bills will be coming to you regarding how to allow that. I know in the land board, I've already been looking at our state trust lands that are close to populated areas that might be able to not give away the mineral rights or the water rights, but to use the surface for some sort of a housing density project or any kind of single family home in order to put things at ease right now with our housing crisis. It's been there. It's just how we get to that solution at this time. But there is, I know there's a Bureau of Economic Research as well that's going to be coming in, I think at the end of this month. I know I've attended every year. There's some great things. There's always the economics of education. There is with healthcare, but with education specifically. So I thank you for coming. Yes.
Yeah, I was just wondering, those bills that you had mentioned, are you gonna go through them with fine tooth comb before they come up to the legislature? Because I sure don't want to mess around with like the 3 bills that they went to court with and already said they were illegal.
Yes, the answer to that is yes. And that's why I hired Sherry Skur. In other words, with her legal ability, she's also got friends downstairs. And of course, a legislator would have to carry that. And we do have those individuals, but I will not put them at risk either. I mean, I want to make sure that we do this thing the right way with school trustees. You brought up a very good point that I hadn't looked at before. Definitely will give that. I'll text her tonight on that. But I agree with you. It's not for the sake, it's for the purpose, but we have to have the right vehicle.
But it costs us about $3,000 for every bill that we don't pass. In time and paperwork and all that crap.
I agree. I agree. I would not mess around with the taxpayers' dollars and just give a shot in the dark. That's right. Oh no, it's an opportunity that might be leading to something else. Senator, I also wanted to share with you that Representative Carrie Seekins-Crow is very concerned about our prison population, and we are working with her and Department of Corrections in a steering committee on what does education look like. It was discussed about HISET and HISET options. We're really trying to see how we can efficiently do this digitally. If you know anything about broadband or want to work with broadband and make sure that we can have that delivery in rural or through your communities, there's a lot of money that can happen with that as well. But she would be a great partner. I will definitely, I'll get you her information. Yes, sir. Yeah. I know. What I do believe they're doing is they've got a welding facility that they're going to trailer and move around. But that's only one simple, and you know what's confined? There's so many more confined.
Like, I know, like, yeah. Yeah. Well, and the program's over.
Representative Wendy.
Yeah, the question I have, Elsie, is that, there's a couple things that you may need to take in consideration. Is that when a prisoner comes out out of the prison system, they're only given $100, push them out on the street, say, you're on your own. And that's hardly anything enough to even get one nice motel. And I think that, furthermore, when you're talking about high set and all of this broadband and all of these other computer skills and whatnot, there's a good chance that there are some stipulations on their release, on reentry, that for the most part, they're probably not even allowed to use the computer, internet and whatnot. So
It's interesting. I toured Shelby, and Shelby was quite interesting. It's a private prison. It's not. All of them to be able to run through a computer program, have it be extremely secure, so that it is for education and not for any other purposes, but to give them the skills through that, so when you do re-enter, you're talking about treatment to make sure that they have the skills to do better.
Well, and I was gonna say, I would address a little bit of that. We look at that recidivism rate, and our Montana men's prison program has done really a great job of getting those high set scores up and finding those trades pieces for them to also be a part of. The computer access is actually a lot more secure than paper and pencil testing in the prison system. And it also opens up to better education opportunities, because there are some private contractors and things that can be hired to do some of those courses and facilitate digitally, especially in some of the areas where it's hard to find somebody maybe that is willing to locate there to teach. So it does open up a lot of opportunity for us in those adult ed programs.